Hello again. I am so excited that you have joined us in today's session or episode of The Voice of Reformation. If you have been following our videos, you'd realize that for some time now we've been speaking on the school of values. The school of values. Now, why we are talking about these things is that it is geared towards ultimately national transformation. We are the New African Concepts, and this is the Voice of Reformation. We are so excited to have you here once again, and thank you for joining us. And I believe that as you listen to me and these series of videos, if you haven't, I would really recommend that you watch all these other videos we've been having so that you can have a comprehensive understanding and appreciation of the school of values, as it were, and how it impacts our lives. Now, while we are talking about national transformation, we understand and it is clear that a nation cannot develop without the development of the citizens. So it begins from the very basic unit, which is you and I. Now we must begin to take time to build ourselves, and ultimately it will build a nation. Now in building ourselves, we are talking about the fact that there are certain things that we must pay attention to, certain factors and certain things that we must value to help us climb the ladder of development to attain that place of advancement. Today in this video, I am sharing with you the need and the understanding of the value of character and integrity, as it were. So let's just break it down to the value of character. The value of character. We need to understand it. That you see, nations and civilizations do not cave in or do not break down because of superficial reasons like conquest or some form of colonialism or some form of oppression by another nation or anything like that. That is secondary. Nations break down, civilizations cave in because of the character of her people, because of the perspective and the tuning of how the people are wired, what they value in their morality, and how they go about things, how they relate to people, how they build their personal lives. These are the things that really lay the foundation for the advancement and holistic progress of every nation. So let us be careful not to define nations by material representations. So you step somewhere and there are all these nice buildings and the nice roads and the good systems and the healthcare and all of that. That is a good part, but it is not holistic in itself. When you have these advancements without the strength of character, then your development is not complete. What happens is that it halves the total strength of the nation. It halves the total progress of, either the nation or the individual. So you may advance, you may have the resources, the influence and all of that. But if character is missing, what you have worked with your hands to build will be torn down by your deficient character or that character that is not in the right place. And so we must be careful to make sure that these two are in the right balance. And unfortunately, it looks as though people appreciate more of the finer things, the superficial things, than that aspect which is even more important, the place of character. And it is showing, and the statistics show. Now, America, from reports, has been spending billions of dollars, not less than $200 million, on depression of its people. So you build the systems and you are raking in the income, but at the end of the day, you create another tunnel through which this income drains through because of the deficiency of character. And that is just what happens. So you build yourself. You can build yourself in such a way that your intellect, your talent, your skills takes you to that place of elevation. But if your character is not defined, whatever you have built and whatever you have got into, ultimately, your character will bring you down if it has not been worked on. And that is how powerful it is. That's why I am sharing with you these two similarities. So on a national level, nations can be broken down because of the lack of character. And on a personal level as well, your opportunities and elevations can, in a moment, a flash of light, lose its stature because of the deficiency in character. And so, dear viewers, as you listen to me, I would encourage you that we must begin to value the place of character in our development. And so, even in our education, we must understand that originally, education was meant to train not just our minds. It was meant to train our minds, our hearts, and our heads. So, intellect and character. In the Ghanaian parlance, subain and nimdeɛ. So, not just the knowledge aspect, but the place of character as well. But unfortunately, we seem to focus more on the place of the intellect. We reward those that are advancing and are doing good in the place of the intellect, and we ignore the place of character. But if we don't value this, then it's going to cause damage. So these are things that we must begin to pay attention to, things that we must begin to work on. And so in doing this, you realize that all over the place, from the grassroots level all the way to the government system, there is deficiency in character. And so you realize that you find people who are in position, who have the affluence, the influence, the capacity to make things happen. But when you have gotten there, the lack of character, it limits the ability to make impact. So we find our politicians, we find pastors, businessmen, all of these people, in the places they find themselves, they could have made so much impact. But a lack of heart, the absence of capacity to overcome certain appetites and certain issues that they have on a personal level, they are unable to make the impact they are supposed to. So you find a pastor who could have made so much impact in the lives of his members, but because of the deficiency in the strength to control himself, because of the lack of self-control, because of greed, because of lust, because of some of these things, he is unable to give the full measure of impact he's supposed to. Because if you're a lady and you come to him, he will help you. But as he is doing so, the deficiency in character, that lack of capacity to control himself, will limit and ultimately break down his influence to be able to cause changes in your life. So the politician in his seat or the place of influence, he has gotten there. There is the money, there is the position and all of that. But unfortunately, he is unable to make maximum impact because the integrity, the heart, the selflessness to think about other people, that hey, I'm representing my constituency, I must think about the people, I must work for them. So the place of sacrifice, love, looking beyond himself is absent. So when he gets there, there is that desire to enrich myself, enrich my family. So the greed, selfishness, these things take over the initial drive that he had. So in spite of the skills and the competence and all that he has, he is limited and stopped in his tracks because of the deficiency in character. Can you identify with this? Maybe you've realized that there are certain aspects of your life as well that has been truncated or cut short because of the deficiency in your character. When we as a people begin to value some of these things, it helps us to be able to have the bigger picture, the holistic impact and transformation that is needed. And so, dear viewers, as you watch me, I would like to charge you, I would like to encourage you that we must take a stand to work on ourselves, on our capacity, on every aspect. So if the character is built, wherever you find yourself, you are able to fully explore and exploit what you have to the benefit of others. Let's take the media, for example. We find people writing songs, producing movies, all of these things. When character is in place, we make the right kind of impact. So understand that when character is absent, you will make some impact, But whether it is the right kind of impact or the wrong one is another question. And so when you build yourself, then you are able to write songs that are able to encourage people, that are able to impact people, that are able to drive people, inspire people to take certain actions, to develop their lives. But when it is absent, your skill becomes embedded in your deficient character. And so when we as a people are absent in understanding how important this value is, it goes all the way to affect the nation as a whole. And this is what, remember what I said in the beginning, is what is going to cave the nation in. This is what is going to break us down. And it's unfortunate that we become the very own architects of our doom. And so it begins from us. We must take a stand. Begin to work on your character. Begin to work on yourself. Begin to take up that particular stand. Now you may be asking, what are the practical ways? I'll share with you. These are some of the ways that you can do, follow to be able to work on your character. One way is to find and mentor, to mentor you through your life and help you to understand what are some of the things that you need to be working on. So mentorship and counseling. I mean, again, gain knowledge, gain information. You may not even know that the kind of life you are living is not something that gives wholesome impact. Again, I mean, so knowledge, mentorship and counseling, accountability, having someone you are accountable to, so that the person will be able to correct you in your activities and the things that you do. So these are some of the practical ways that we can begin to work on our character and begin to complement it with our skills and knowledge and competence. Because when you put the two together, that is what makes you a trustworthy person. If you have not seen our video on the value of competency, you should definitely check it out. And so that is what I would conclude with. Let us work on ourselves. Let us complement our character with our competence. Thank you for joining in today's session. This has been the Voice of Reformation, the School of Values segment. We'll continue in our next video. So if you don't want to miss it, do well to like, comment on this video, share with friends to let them appreciate this value as well, and then do well to subscribe. If you need any assistance whatsoever, contact us. Our contact will be given even through this video, and you can comment, you can contact us on our Facebook handles or even here on YouTube. So thank you for joining in. See you next time.